Okay, so today we will look at the retrieval evaluation. So far you learn how to represent document in your system. Then you also learn how to quantify the differences between the query and also the document. So today we will learn retrieval evaluation because we may have different system to retrieve the document. So to evaluate an IR system is to measure how well the system meets the information needs of the user. So depending on the background knowledge of the user, so different user may give different degree or different feedback on how important are some of the document written to them. So this is troublesome because some people say that okay, system perform better. Some people mention that the system does not perform better because of different background, different perspective. So we need to have some kind of measurement on how to evaluate the performance of the system. So we need to have some metric that we can use to measure how effective or how efficient is the retrieval of the document based on the query given by the user. So without proper retrieval evaluation, we somehow cannot determine which system will perform better, and then we will not be able to compare the performance of the IR system. So in most cases, if we design or if we propose a retrieval evaluation, we normally have to evaluate performance of the information retrieval system that we have. Okay, to be able to compare, need somehow to have a reference. So a reference collection is composed of, first one is the set document, set of pre-selected document. So we need to have the pre-selected document, and we also need to have set of information need description used for testing. So this is what we call it the query. So when we have the document here and also the required information that we have here, so we must have some kind of mapping or some kind of uh, evaluation to see whether this document and also the information required can be linked together. So whether the document is important or relevant with respect to the information required. So we have a set of relevant judgment associated with each pair of the information required and also the set of document that we have. So the relevant judgment has a value of 0 if the document is not relevant to the information required. So this is the document, one of the document in the set of document, and this is the um, information required by M. Otherwise, 1, meaning that the document has some degree of relevancy with respect to the query. So these judgments are produced by human specialists. So normally they invite someone that has strong background in that particular topic. This is to make the evaluation more efficient and more accurate. Because if we are asking someone who do not know anything about the subject, so we may have inaccurate assessment at the end of the evaluation. So the metric that we are talking about is discussing about the precision and recall. And based on this precision and recall, we can derive single value summaries. So what we're going to do now is want to define what is precision and recall. So these are the two different things, two of the retrieval metrics that we can use to measure or evaluate the quality of the retrieval system. So let's take a look at this one. So consider we have the query or information required that we have, and also we have the relevant document, set of relevant document with respect to the query that we have, and also we have the answer returned to you for the query that we posted, generated by the IR system. So when we take the intersection of the relevant document and also the answer given to you, so these are the area that we are looking at. So these are the right answer returned to you because we have the bigger area here covering all the document, but with respect to the query, only this part is relevant to your query. But this area, the area that returned to you based on the system that they have. So the intersection of between R and A will be the only portion that are correctly written to you. So we will look at that one. We want to maximize this. We want to maximize between the intersection of the R and also A. Okay, we want to maximize the overlapping of both the relevant document and also the answer returned to you. So the two measurements that we can use, the first one is recall. So recall is the fraction of relevant document which has been retrieved. So this is the portion of relevant document that has been retrieved. So recall, so we look at here, the divider here is the R, which are the relevant document. So what we want to do is we want to maximize this. So how many of the relevant document that we can retrieve? I think we have network connection. Are we still in? Okay, we are okay. Okay, so like I mentioned just now, for the recall, we are looking at how many relevant document that has been retrieved. So basically, we divide by the number of relevant document. Okay, recall a fraction of the relevant document. And there is another one called precision. So precision is a fraction of the retrieved document returned to you. So this one is referring to based on the number of document returned to you, how many of them belong to the relevant document. So we are looking at how many percentage the retrieved document belong to the relevant document. And recall, we are saying that how many those relevant document that has been retrieved for you. So that is recall. Okay? So these are the two things, but we will look into how do we uh, compute the recall and precision. So normally we will define precision and recall based on the sorting that we will have later on. So it depends on the answer given to you. So what we will do next is how do we plot the graph that will tell us the precision and recall of the query for the document that you have in your system. So we will look into this curve of precision versus recall. Okay. So let's consider this collection. Let's suppose we have a relevant document with respect to query 1. Let me change the color. Okay. So let's suppose that we have query all the relevant document that we have include 3, 5, 9, 25, 39, 44, 56, 71, 89, and 123. So all of these are relevant document. Okay. So let's suppose the information retrieval algorithm return you the result of 15 document here. Are you still with me? If you are still with me, can you type number 1? Okay, thank you. So we are still connected. Yeah, so I go back to the slide. Okay, so we have 15 document returned to you, and only those that mark with the black circle, black dot are relevant to the query. So based on this result that we have, we can plot a precision and recall curve. First, we have to look at what are the value for the precision and the recall for each of the precision that we have marked with the black dot here. So if we move to the next slide, so if we investigate this one, so we have all the relevant document as D3, D5, and so on. So these are all the relevant document that we have. And remember that precision and recall. So precision is looking at how efficient is the algorithm in retrieving the document based on the written document that we have. And then the recall is how many of those relevant document being recalled back to you. So if we are at this position here, if we are at this position, so only looking at this position are written to you. So that means your precision will be 1/1 because we have one relevant document, and then we only have one written answer. So we have 100%. If we look at the recall, because the recall refer to how many document we have in the relevant document, so we have 10. So if you are here, that means we only recall 1 out of 10 relevant document that we have in for Q1. Now let's move to the next one, which is here. So we are looking at this portion here. So from here, the precision will be what? We have 3 documents. So no, 3 documents. So out of 3, we have 2. So the precision is, any question? Okay. So when we add the document, the precision is 2 over, no, yeah, the precision is 2 over 3 because we have 3 documents, and out of 3, 2 of them belong to the relevant document. So the precision is 2 over 3. And the recall will be how many? 2 over, let me test you one more time. Okay, if we are here, so all together we have this document. Okay, what is the precision that we have here? 50%? Because at this stage we have how many documents we have? 6. Only 3 of them belong to relevant document. The dot, the black dot lah. So the precision is 50%. And what is the recall? The recall is, so far we only retrieve 3 out of 10. Yes, Kino rule. Right, 3 over 10. Okay, so if I jump at the last one, if I jump here, what is the precision that we have here? What's the precision? How precise is the result given to us? So the P will be, because we have 15 document retrieved, so this is 15. And so far when we are here, we only retrieve 5 of them, 5 relevant documents. So it's 1 over 30. It's the recall. The recall will be the total number of relevant document, and the recall will be 5 over 10. Yes. So that's the idea. Because when we have all this precision and recall, we can plot a curve that represent the precision and recall. Okay. So if we complete the whole calculation here, so for D9 and then D25 and D3, and we have, where is D56? So D56 is here. So 2 over 3, and then recall is 2 over 10. Okay. So once we have this precision and recall for each of the relevant document, then we can plot. So how do we plot our curve? So we will look at, because if you see the result that we have, first one is 10, the recall is 10, okay, recall is 10, and then our precision is 100. So if you look at here, the precision is 10, not the is 10, the precision is 100. Then we have the second one, the recall is 20, and then the precision is 66.6. So we have 66.6. Okay, and we have here recall is 30 and the precision is 50. Recall is 30, precision is 50. So we can continue with this 50. So 50 is here, recall is 50, and our precision is 33. So we have this. So for the rest of them is 0 because we do not have the number. So when we plot them, um, remember that this follow the previous one here. Okay. So when we plot them, we will have this. So what we want to do is we want to maximize this area because we want to have the recall is 1 and also the precision is. Okay. So you catch up with the idea here. Any question? Okay, let's move on. If you okay, can you type number 2? Number 2, please. So remember, the end of the session, you will have a quiz. Huh? So you must take quiz online. I will set up the quiz later on after the chat. Okay. So let's move on to the next slide. Okay, let's suppose we have the next one. Okay, now we have different scenario here. Uh, this is the second example. Now for query number 2, we only have 3 documents which are relevant to query number 2. Okay, and the position of them are marked by the black dot here. So for this one, so we do it together. So for this one, what is the position that we have here? You have to give me the answer. The position is 1/3. Yes. What is the recall? 1/3 also. Yes. Because we have only 3 documents here. So the recall is how many of the relevant document that has been recalled so far. So we have 1/3 also. Okay, when we are here, this is the position that we have. How precise is the retrieval at this point? 2/8. Yes. And then the recall will be 2/3. That's right. Okay, when we are at the last one, so what is the position we have? 3/15. And what is the recall? 3/3. Notice that, let me go back to here. Notice that our recall here, this is easy because you have all the 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and 60, and so on. In the next one, our recall is, okay, this one is what? This is 33.3%, right? And this is 66.7%, right? And this is 100%. So how are we going to plot them? So the method to plot them is that we have to look at the value for this one, and this. We check here. So we look at here. So the first one is what? the recall is 33, and then this is 66 and so on. So basically, we are looking at this one here, and the other one is 66, which is in between here, and the other one is 100. So notice that we only have the value for this 33, so which is in between 30 and 40. So what happened? So we put the precision here, then we copy the rest same value. So the same thing here. So this one's supposed to be 66.6. So we put a 60, then the value is 25, then it will be copy the rest of them. Then last one is 100, 20%, right? I think it referred to here. Same, no? Mm, yeah. So when we plot them, so this is 20, so we will carry them up here. Okay. So that's how we plot them, because we only have the value for this particular number. So what happens is that we will copy the rest of them up. So this is the only value that we have, this and this. Okay, so we copy the rest up here, similar to here, and then similar to here. So look at the area under the curve. We have much better area here compared to the first one. So they are saying that if you cover more area under the curve, that means your system retrieval is better. Okay, but you need to know how to compute the precision and recall, and also you need to know how to plot them. Okay. Okay. So okay, this is how we evaluate the um, total performance, because normally we are looking at the quality of the retrieval based on several queries. So basically, what we need to do is we need to find the average area under the curve. So um, this one, they say that is the average precision recall J, and then this one is the precision at recall J. So for this one, we are looking at the precision at recall level RJ, and then this one is number of query. Number of query. Let me show you how this one works. Hold on 1 second. Okay, so basically what it means is that, okay, we have this query number one, this query number two. So in order to get the average of the average performance. So we need to add up this value and divide by 2. This, this, and you get this. Okay. Because in order to evaluate the retrieval system, we need to put in a few number of query. And each query will have different set of relevant document. So that's why in this example, okay, this is the first example for query number 1. This is the first example of query number 1. We have 10 documents, and these are the recall and precision. So once we plot them here, so this is only for one query. Okay, the second query here, then for the second query, we have different set of documents, and we compute the precision and recall, and we got this one. How to compute the overall performance? So what you need to do is you need to sum up the precision at that particular recall and divide them by number of query. So basically you take the average. So if we have this, so basically this is the average of precision that we have. And we have query 1 and query 2. Okay. Okay. Question. If you okay, can you type number 7? Okay. So so when you were asked to say, okay, between these two systems, the ranking 1 and ranking 2, which one will be the better one? The blue or the retrieval system? So like I mentioned just now, ranking number 1. So we can never tell unless if we know or able to compute area under the curve. So area under the curve will tell you the greater the value, better is the system retrieval. So just by looking at the graph, we will not be able to tell unless if we say, okay, for the blue one, the area under the curve is easy. So we just compute this, and area under the curve for the black one will be this. So we need to be able to compute and compare. So how do we compute? Um, Before we go to that stage, let's do this one together. So that means you will have more time to observe and try to solve the problem. So let's suppose we have a Q3 here, and we have 4 documents here. So which one? This one, and then we have 12, and we have 68, and we have 86. Well, how do we plot this one? First, we need to do what is the recall here. What's the recall here? One over 4. which is 25%, right? What is the precision? 50%, right? Okay, when we are here, what is the recall? 50%, right? And what is the precision? 50% also, right? When we are here, what is the recall here? The recall is, we are here, 75%. And the precision will be 37.5. Okay, over here, the recall will be 100%. And what is the precision? 31%, right? So how are we going to plot them? So we see our recall here and then our precision here. Then we have 0 and 20, 30, 40, 60, 70, 90, and 100, right? The first one is we look at the recall here. So the recall is 25, so it's between here. So what we need to do is here. So that means this is 50, and we copy the rest 50 here. Then the next one is recall is 50. So recall is 50 here, and then our position is also 50. And then over here 75, 75 is 15. This is 57. And the rest is 31. So this is how you get the number. And then you will do the plotting. So remember, this is the way on how you can use the plot in order to know or in order to evaluate the performance of the system. Okay, now we go to a single value summary because for this one, for recall and precision, we need to know all the recall and also the associated precision in order to plot. Somehow they use a single value to just to determine the quality of the system. Okay, so we look at the average precision recall curve, be the standard evaluation metrics for information retrieval system. We also look at the individual query. So the reason are twofold. Because the first one is averaging precision over many query might disguise important anomalies in the retrieval algorithm under study. So it's not good to take the average. The second one is we might be interested in investigating whether a algorithm outperform the other for each query. So we are looking at individual query here. So that's why a single precision value can be used in order to tell the quality of the information retrieval that we have. So normally we will look at the precision and recall also, but we have this one. We look at the precision at document 5, or we are looking at the precision at document 10. So if we say something like this, okay, what is the precision at document 5? So which is here. Okay. So what is the precision here? So the precision is we have 2/5. This is the precision, and the recall is um, document 5. This is this one. The precision is 2/5, but the recall is this is from the query one. So basically it's 2/10 lah. 2/10. And then when we say the precision at 10, so basically we are looking at here. So the precision is 40%, just 4 out of 10. Okay. So we use this symbol. So that means not only at this position, but we can compute the precision or the recall. We can also do it here or here. So this metric provides an early assessment of which algorithm might be preferable in the eyes of the user. So we are looking at the other position as well. Okay. Okay, now we look into how do we determine the average of each query. So for example, we have one refer to the mean average precision. So this is similar to what we call the area under the curve. So over here we are looking at the my cursor. So over here very obvious that we are looking at the average. So we need to divide by the number of query that we have. And then for each of the query here, we're looking at the precision that we have each of the document, and we try to divide by the number of relevant document for query J. So how does we apply this one in the real calculation? So let's take a look at this example. So this is only one query, right? Or one query only. So basically we are looking at all the ones that do not have 0. So we have what? We eliminate this one. So we are looking at this 1, 0.66, 0.5, 0.4, and 0.33. So we get all this and divide by 10. So this 10 refer to not this 10, but the number of relevant documents. So this is query number one. So query number one, remember that we have relevant document. So this is our mean average position that we have. So this is we consider as area under the curve. So the bigger is the value here, the better is your retrieval system. Okay, let's take a look at another example. Okay, so let's suppose we have this sequence of document returned to you. The blue one is the relevant document for query number one. So first one we will have call and position. So we will compute. So we will compute and we have all the position here. So now how do we compute the mean average position? We are looking at two query now. Query. Okay, the second query here, this is our recall and precision. So what is the mean average position for the first one? So we have to just add up this. 1, 3, 4, 5. So we add up all this and then we divide by 5 because we have what? We have 5 document here. Similar to this ranking number 2, we add up 1, 2, no, basically we are looking at the, oh, I'm out. Let me restart this one. So we are looking at the position here. So basically we are taking this, no, blue one. The blue one is the relevant one. So we take this one, 0.6, 0.5, 0.44, and 0.5. Okay. So we divide them 5 because we have 5 documents. Okay, the second one we take the 0.5, 0.4, and 0.43. We are looking at the position here. And divide by 3 because we only have 3 documents. So to find, we apply this formula here. So the one that we apply here is only the individual query only. So to find the mean average position, so basically we add up this together, divide by 2 because here referring to number of query. So your mean average position will be 0.53. Okay, so if the bigger they are, the better is your retrieval system. Any question? If you okay, can you type number 3? Are you ready for your quiz? Ready? No? You need some time to go over? Okay, so let's go for the last few slides. Okay. We also have this R precision. The R is the number of relevant document for a given query. So the idea here is to compute the position of the R position. So we are looking at the R position here. For query number 1, the R value is 10, and therefore relevant among the top 10 document in the ranking. So the R position will be zero point 0.4. So this is a good way to observe the behavior of the algorithm for individual query. So if we look at this, so this is the R position for algorithm A for the ith query, and this is the R position for algorithm B for the ith query. So basically, we are looking at the differences between two. So at the end, we will have something like this. So basically, we are looking at the algorithm A perform better for 8 of the query. So we are looking at the individual query that we have, while algorithm B perform better for the other two query, which is this one. Okay, so this is algorithm A, this is algorithm B. So this is another way on how you can compare two algorithms using um, the precision. And in most cases, they also use this F measure because it's combine the recall and precision at the same time. So if you look at the formula here, for us to maximize this F1 score is that both this must be 1. So if both 1, so you will get 1. So this F measure combine those two, recall and precision. So if you get the maximum value for the F measure, that means you have a better retrieval system. So to do some reading, they use this F1 score, or what they call it, score, in order to measure the quality of the retrieval system. Okay. Okay. So let's do some exercise here. Okay. They say that, okay, what is the position at document 5 and 10 for query number 3? So we go back to query number 3. Let me, query number 3 here. So what is the position at 5 and 10? So what is this? So what is the position at here and here? Okay, the position here will be, but before that, we need to mark which is the important document here. 68, 96. Okay, so what is the position here? It will be 2 over 5, right? And what is the position here? It will be 3 over 10. What is the next question? The next question is, need to compute this one, the mean average position map for query 3. So basically, we are looking at the position at the 3 position that we have. So we go back to here. Where is our name? Okay. So we are looking at the 3 document that we have. So we just no four document that we have. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So basically we have 4. So what is the position here? So the position here is 0.5. Precision here is also 0.5. The precision here will be um, 3 over 8, and then the last one will be 4 over 13 divided by 4. So this is your mean average precision for query 3. So that's very straightforward. Um, the other one, the recall, you can compute also. This one, so F measure for of query 1, query 2, and query 3 at fifth position. So for each of the query, then you find what is the recall at position 5 and what is the precision at position 5 for each of the query Q1, Q2, and Q3. So you will get different um, measure for each of the query that you have because the position of the relevant document will be different. Okay. Okay. So we are done with that one.